Your dad built a house at 30 and you're renting at 30. It's not because you're lazy or incapable. It's because the same effort now pays out differently in a different economy. Your mom raised 3 kids without a degree while you hold a degree and still juggle 3 side hustles just to keep things afloat. She bought a week's worth of groceries with 1 day's wage while you work 2 jobs and still watch your cart shrink at checkout. This isn't about who's working harder. It's about how much the world has shifted. The rules of the game aren't the same. They played in rookie mode. You're playing in expert mode. With inflation climbing, housing costs exploding, digital competition 24/7, and constant social pressure whispering that you're behind. But here's the truth. You're not behind. The starting line just moved further away. You're still in the game. You're still moving forward, and surviving in today's world already requires a strength our parents never had to muster. So stop carrying guilt. Stop holding shame. You're not weak and you're not late. You're building in a storm, under pressure, in a system that demands more just to stay steady. And that makes your effort more than enough. You're not broken, you're not failing. You're building in a different world with different rules and against heavier odds. And that matters. I get it, life is hard. It can feel like you're trying to climb uphill while everyone around you seems to be cruising downhill. You see friends buying houses, having kids, taking vacations while you're still figuring it all out. The pressure can be intense. In fact, I think the pressure to succeed, to look successful, to have it all together is greater today than ever before. If you're struggling, it can seem like you're the only one. If you haven't hit the milestone society tells you to hit by a certain age, it can seem like you're falling behind. But what if I told you that the goalpost got moved? What if we're all playing a different game now? You see, the world has changed since our parents' generation. We're facing different challenges and climbing a different mountain. We're playing by different rules. Let me paint a picture for you. Our parents grew up in a time when things were, well, easier. Don't get me wrong, they faced their own challenges, wars, recessions, social norms that tried to box them in. But compared to the world we're navigating today, their problems were simpler. For example, your dad built a house at 30. That was a marker of success back then. You're 30 and still renting. Does that mean you're behind? Well, it depends on the game you're playing. Back then, real estate was more affordable. The average cost of a home was much lower relative to the average income. Today, the dream of home ownership is slipping away for many. Student loan debt is crushing your monthly budget. Wages haven't kept up with inflation in decades, but housing costs have skyrocketed. And even when you find a place you can afford, the competition is fierce. You might be outbid in a bidding war or have an offer accepted only to be outmaneuvered by another buyer. So you keep renting. Is that failure? Not necessarily. You're just playing a different game with different rules. What about your mom who raised 3 kids without a degree? Back then, a high school diploma was enough to land a decent job with benefits. She could work, raise a family, and buy a house all without the burden of student loans. Today, a college degree is often the new high school diploma. You watch your friends land better jobs, get paid more, and climb the corporate ladder faster, all because they went to college. You may have a degree in hand, but you're juggling 3 side hustles just to make ends meet. Again, is that failure? No. You're playing a different game where the rules changed. Now, let's talk about those pesky social expectations. Your parents probably didn't worry too much about what others thought of them. They focused on their goals and enjoyed the fruits of their labor. Today, social pressure is amplified. Thanks to social media, everyone's success is on display. You can compare your journey to someone who went to a better school, had richer parents, or just got lucky. It's easy to feel left behind. But remember, you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. I'll let you in on a little secret. That person you envy, they're probably comparing themselves to someone else. We're all playing this game with invisible goalposts that keep moving, and it can feel like you're chasing a mirage. You see, the world has changed. The rules of the game are different, and it's time we stop blaming ourselves for not playing by the old rules. We've been sold a lie that if we work hard, we should be rewarded. But that's not always the case anymore. The playing field isn't level. Some start with advantages we can't imagine. Others have to overcome obstacles we never faced. You can work twice as hard, but if the rules are rigged, you'll still come in second. It's not about blaming others. It's about recognizing that we're all fighting our own battles and no one has it all figured out. So how do we navigate this new game? First, we need to acknowledge that the rules have changed. We're playing a different game. The old playbook doesn't apply anymore. You can't win the game with the strategies of the past. You need a new playbook, one that accounts for the new rules. Second, you need to know your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Dig deep into your motivations. Connect with your purpose. When times get tough, that inner fire will keep you going. Third, build your village. We weren't meant to do this alone. Lean on your support system. Friends, family, mentors. They're there to help you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Fourth, celebrate small wins. Every little victory counts. Be your own cheerleader. Acknowledge your progress no matter how small it seems. And finally, don't be afraid to rewrite the rules. If the rules don't serve you, change them. Define your own success. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Remember, you're not behind. The starting line got moved. You're still in the game. You're still moving forward. And surviving in today's world already requires the strength our parents never had to muster. So stop carrying guilt. Stop holding shame. You're not weak and you're not late. You're building in a storm, under pressure, in a system that demands more just to stay steady. And that makes your effort more than enough. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're building in a different world with different rules and against heavier odds. And that matters. The world has changed. We can't deny that. The rules of the game have shifted, but you have the power to adapt and thrive. Don't let the challenges of this new game define you. You're not behind. You're simply playing a different game. If you found some insight in this message, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together we can keep moving forward. Thanks for watching.